This is Jewell Loyd. Most of you guys know me as a WNBA champion, an Olympian, college dropout, but let's add storyteller to that list. I'm bringing my amazing community, my experiences to you and everyone across the world. Welcome to the warehouse.
I would tell people, those who get it. Those who don't. But the real one's gonna always feel you. So when people see that big dog being consistent, or they see Jewell being consistent, they're like, oh, if they can do it, she can do it, then I can. You give people a belief. This season, God might call me to be a motivation speaker. This season, he might call me to be an artist on somebody's song. I'm a versatile influencer.
I am so excited about this one, Danny. Welcome back to the warehouse. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell your buddy. But this podcast, this episode, if you aren't excited, if you aren't pumped up, if you need inspiration, if you need some motivation, if you need something to get you going in the week, this is the podcast you need to tune into and listen to. If you need a big dog mentality, we got George White on the podcast. Yes. Welcome to the warehouse, George. Welcome.
Let's go.
Thank you. Thank y'all for having me. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Jewell. This will be a lot of fun today. I already know it. I got my morning coffee ready. I've been up early this morning preparing for this. I'm ready to talk to y'all. Let's get it.
First off, I respect who you are, what you do. Sure. But before we kind of dive into that, we're big on community. We're big on everything that kind of makes you who you are, started from someone, right? So take us back to your community. Take us back to, you know, the dinner tables that you were at when you were a kid that got you to where you are now. The food that, you know, that got you there, the music, the smell of the roses. What was it that made you who you are?
I would say the trials and error before anything. You know, I face a lot of opposition, adversity in life, especially as a young child, as a young jet. And I believe that molded me into a person I am today. Like, I know what hardship is. I know, like, being in the trenches, getting out the mud, you know, when becoming a product of your environment. And I believe that I use that as a testimony. I use that as motivation. I use that as fire. You know, being the youngest out of 3 kids in a single family home. I watched my mom take care of me, my brother, my sister by herself, working at a hotel, working at Walmart, 2 jobs at one time. I watch her have that big dog mentality every day of my life. She never gave up. She was intentional with what she do. And that showed me that if my mom can do it with 3 kids, I know that the big dog can do it. So that's what really transcended me into the man I am today. And also playing sports in high school, you know, playing football, playing basketball, doing track. Almost won state in high jump in track. Big dog had some hops back in the days. I know it might not look like it now, but I had some hops. But man, just like my whole life been competitive. You know, I'm the youngest out of 10 grandkids. So I chased my big cousin around, chased my big sister, my big brother around, you know. So I had no choice to be who I am today. And I wouldn't change nothing. If God give me an opportunity to go back and change how I grew up, I wouldn't change it, because my trials and error made me who I am today. Now I'm talking to the whole world. You know, I got everybody on Instagram saying, talk that talk, George, or big dog. It's not a word to me. It's an affirmation. It's a statement. And when you speak about something, you got to stand on it.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's
sure.
awesome. So where did you grow up? Like what is your community? Where did you exactly grow up?
Palestine, Texas. The same hometown as Adrian Peterson. He got drafted to the Vikings. So a small town in East Texas.
Okay.
Can you explain that, like exactly like where it is, like what's the demographic, what's the for people who do not know where that is?
So the demographic, you know, I would say this here, you know, it's a mixed crowd, but it's more of a struggle town more than anything. You know, believe it or not, just to be young and see when you wake up in the morning, you walk out the door, your next door neighbor, they smoking, they drinking, they've been partying since the night before. I grew up in a project. I lived in every hood in Palestine. And, Session 8, believe it or not, project felt like the mansion back in the days. It's a roof over your head, and long you have your family with you, you're okay. That's you become used to that. So it was that many opportunities where I'm from. If you didn't make it out in sports, you working at the prison as a correction officer, or you working at Walmart warehouse, or you working in a hotel. So the main objective when you live in Palestine, you live in a small town like Palestine, East Texas, you have to make it out in sports, or you have to make it out in music, or if not, you're gonna be a drug dealer. And it been people who've been selling drugs for the last 30 years because that's all they know. They became a product of their environment. But my saying is, excuses only sound best to the person that's making it up. I can give you 1,000 excuses, but I can give you that one why of why you can change.
He's already giving gems.
Yeah, I know.
5 minutes in, and he's already
Appreciate
doing
I know,
I'm
this is
telling you,
crazy.
like,
Appreciate it.
oh, gosh.
George, growing up in your community, and you said you played sports, you said you're very involved in that, but like,
Exactly.
who are some of your mentors and guides throughout that to keep you away from those situations where you didn't want to be in, besides your mom and besides your family?
Life itself is the best teacher. So, we didn't have too many people. We didn't have the resources. So if you don't have the resources, you don't have the people. Everybody wake up every day just trying to make it. So the life back then was the best teacher. And if you didn't learn from life, you learn from the next dude that's in the street. But I don't have a victim mentality, because a lot of people use it as like, oh man, I don't know, I'm doing this in life, or I'm not where I want to be in life, or I keep making mistakes because I didn't have that person to look up to. Not everybody did. So, but life is the best teacher. We came into this world knowing right from wrong before we can read the Bible, before we can read the book. When you do something wrong, you feel it in your spirit. So, being a victim don't get you nowhere in life. But having understanding, having discernment will teach you everything you need to know.
Man. All right, so I'm gonna go a little deeper, because you said that you grew up in a household with a single mother, with three. You had a sister and a brother, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you're the youngest.
Correct. Yes.
So the numbers say that growing up without a father, a lot of times, like, you're a statistic to be in jail, that you have anger, you have hate, you're probably gonna,
Exactly.
So growing up without a father, do you think that played a role in why you have that dog mentality, or why things happen in your life the way they did? Or was it someone else who played a father figure role for you that helped you along the way? Was it a coach? Was it someone in the church? Was it someone, in your community that actually helped you? Or was your mom that too? Because people don't give enough credit for single moms or single dads who have to do both. So can you kind of talk about that as well?
And I also want to shout out to my grandparents, my grandpa, my grandma. They did as much as they can. But I always tell a lot of people, especially single mom, if a child don't have a father in his life, put that child in sport. That's the best family you can have. It'll teach that son or that daughter discipline, understanding, family, unity, and create some type of consistency in life when it comes to sport. It's fun, you become better, you get to work out, you get to travel. So I believe that being in sports really kept me. And when I say kept me, it kept me focused from not turning to the street, and staying level-headed, and want to be the best football player, want to be the best basketball player. But I can say this too, Jewell and Danny, even though I was great at what I do, I lack discipline when it came to the classroom, where that you could be so good, you could be so talented. And I teach a lot of these cats because, I mentor a lot of athletes, things like that. But like, don't just be great in certain areas, be great in every aspect, because you never know when you need everything, not just one thing. So I believe me not having the proper grades and things like that kept me from getting that D1 scholarship, or I had to go a different route. And when I went the different route, I still wasn't focused. So I lost everything. So I spent, sometime my younger 20, from 18, 19, 20, 21, my younger year, rebuilding me, remolding me, and finding who I am. But now I'm in the point of my life, I know who I am and whose I am. I know I'm a man of God and who I belong to. So that allowed me to transition and be the big dog and be the best man I can be today.
Were you really involved in the church?
Not growing up. So Only thing we had was a Bible, a Bible on kitchen. The living room table. That's it. We didn't grow up in a church. I actually didn't get saved to the age of 21. I got saved in a person who, like, man, you should come to church. You should come to church. I was denying it at first because I was in the streets. I was drinking. I was partying. I was clubbing. I had a lot of hurt too. Don't get me wrong. I had a lot of hurt because of a misunderstanding growing up. I just like to oscillate back then until that one day I made a decision. I believe the Spirit was talking to me and said, hey, come to church. So when my ex-girlfriend told my high school sweetheart at the time, told me, like, come to church. The day I went to church, I got saved. My life didn't change overnight, but that was the start of something new.
What's interesting? Like, when you start talking like religion and things like that, like I think, and I literally just had this like conversation. It's like people think like, oh, like I just got saved or just found religion. Like they think like literally like that next day, your life is going to be transformed like instantly. And then they get frustrated when it doesn't. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. Like even with like sports or anything, like, oh, I just got a scholarship. I'm going to start right away. No, it doesn't work like that. Like, oh, I just got a job. Like I'm going to be making 6 figures. No, it doesn't. Like with anything that you do, anything that you try to achieve, it's not instant. Like you still got to put in the work and the effort to achieve whatever you're trying to get to. Like I think that's a very important thing that people don't understand and realize. And I think in this generation, that hard work, like understanding is not really there.
Yeah.
They just think like, oh, I'm just gonna do this and just like slide by because of my status or because I look good, I look fresh, or I could like maybe have one good game and that's gonna get me in. It's like, no, like you gotta like consistently put in the work and effort and like everything else beyond that and maintain that consistently over the years. Because in one mistake, that shit could be gone.
Exactly.
Like, 100%. So it's like you could put in years for 10 years and that one dumbass decision,
it's gone.
Your life is completely upside down,
It's
like
gone.
so that's like a good point too. Like even with that, like you still put in the work afterwards. Like just because you made that right decision that one time, like it's life.
No, 100%.
Exactly. 100%. I do agree. I love the grind. Like even like who I am today, I'm thankful for being who I am today. Just to be around a lot of people, a lot of athletes. Even when Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, he sent me a voice message on Instagram. He was like, "Hey, big dog and DJ. Man, I love your energy, man, especially at the right time in my life, what he going through." He was shooting movies and different things like that. And he was just like, "Man, I appreciate you, man. I love what you're doing. I forever got your back. You need anything, let me know." Just to see that someone I grew up watching. I watched wrestling back in the days. I'm in front of the TV every Monday, every Thursday, watching Monday Night Raw, Thursday Night SmackDown. So that was like that was like 2 years ago, I think in 2023. That was like confirmation. I believe the Most High used everybody for confirmation because even the motivator need motivation. That continued to drive me like, man, I'm touching everybody. Like he could have sent me a regular DM message, but he said, no, I'm going to send Big Dog a voice message. From Big Dog to Big Dog, I'm going to talk to him. So that was cool. And even with Wallow, shout out to Wallow for $1 million worth of game. He reached out to me. Steve Harvey, I forgot about Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey, Teza Figaro from Breakfast Club. They spoke about me on their podcast, and Steve Harvey spoke about me on their radio station. I'm just thankful, man. Like, I believe that I couldn't be the motivation speaker I am today if I didn't go through what I went through. That developed so much understanding and wisdom, discernment. And then me meet my wife in 2014 really put me over that. Like, man, I really turned up. And the reason why is when you have someone who firmly believe in you and don't want nothing from you but the best from you, that's one of the best feelings in the world. So don't chase what the world wants you to have. Go get what God placed for you. And my wife is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We met online, and she had 2 kids before me. And she has a powerful testimony. When I tell you she has a powerful testimony, because she had her first child at the age of 14. And where I'm from, when you had a child at an early age, that mother don't have that child. Either grandma had a child or Annie got the kid now. It's totally different. But since she grew up in the suburbs in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, she had help. But she didn't allow that to stop her or dictate her future. When you have a child at such an early age, people place judgment on your life. So you want to amount to nothing. You want to be nothing because you made a bad decision. I always tell people, those without sin cast the first stone. Nobody can. So, and I would tell my wife, I give her so much credit because she had the courage to leave her state to come to Texas. A lot of people are afraid to leave the neighborhood, better yet, or leave the block, better yet, the state. So when she moved to Texas to start a new beginning for her and her 2 kids, her 2 sons, that allowed me to find her. And she trusted me enough to make sure that I am the man I need to be the best father to the boys, great husband to her, And now we got a total of 3 kids. We have a daughter together as well. So that's just like me and my wife. We've been doing it since 2014. Got married in 2016 in Ocho Rio, Jamaica. That was beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So when you got that partner who believe you and understand what God is calling you to do, it make life so easy. It's so much easy.
Yeah, I mean, when you have the right people around you, you have the community. You have the community that's built not on sand but on rock.
Mm-hmm.
That changes so much.
Exactly.
Like, that's your foundation. And like, anytime you're trying to build anything, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a building, whether it's a family, whether it's whatever it is, your foundation cannot be on sand.
It can't.
It has to be on rock.
And
that's something that people don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And
I use that saying all the time.
I'm trying to instill that in so many people. Like, it can't be about just the fancy building. It has to be about the people in it, because that's your foundation. Like, you got to invest in the people that are there. It can't just be about the glam. And the more you invest into the people, the more you invest into that, the more you invest into the very basic stuff that's really boring, that's when you actually understand. And that's when stuff actually starts happening. That's when the internal stuff actually starts to make sense. And that's when the success and everything starts to build up. And that's when that's sustainable. And that's something that you start to see. Like, your life actually starts to change when you have that people around you, because now you guys are actually helping each other get to where you guys want to go, instead of like constantly bringing them up and they're dead weight and then you're bringing down. Like, it's hard to keep carrying people because you're constantly going to be slipping,
Exactly.
And so you got to have the right people around. You got to have that community. You got to have the warehouse. You got to have the warehouse people around you, man. You got to build that stuff up.
I like that. Yep. A lot of people try to build on sand. You can't build a foundation, a house on sand. It's going to sink. And a lot of people like to build from the top, bottom. You can't do that. You got to start at the bottom. Start at the basic, and you build up. I would tell people, those who not in your corner shouldn't be in your circle. That's how you eliminate people. If they wasn't in your corner, then they should be in your circle. I love my team. I love my manager. I love the people I have around me. Solid individual. If you can't add to me, then you subtract it from me. And I would tell people, it's nothing personal. It's just business. If you don't understand the logic of business, you want to understand what I'm saying, then everything be taken personal. So you just got to watch the people that you have around you.
And on that note,
that's some solid advice right there.
That's a solid advice. We're gonna end that quarter just like that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So, George, you're pretty popping on Instagram. I checked you out not too long ago, because when Jewell told me you were hopping on, so I had to check you out. Over 600,000 followers on Instagram. So check him out, everybody. Check out George White on Instagram. But with the craft about that, like becoming a public speaker, becoming a motivational speaker, it's almost like something that you have to have a why behind. And you told us previously, like, kind of what your why was. I'm assuming it was your community, your upbringing, and everything like that. But the actual part of talking, the voice, like the stories, what you got, like, how did you even get into public speaking? Because that's in a lot of people's minds, that's their number one fear. They don't even want to speak in front of a crowd. Like, when we had to take that class in college or whatever, it was like intro public speaking. We were looking around like, what? Are we actually doing this? So what got you really into public speaking?
It started in 2018. I believe the Most High called me to, I know that the Most High called me to it. Ever since I was younger, my grandparents, everybody said I had an older spirit. I love to talk. I was getting in trouble when I was little for talking too much. My mom be like, "Hey, boy, sit down somewhere. You talking too much." So I don't know, man. I feel like talking, was my thing. And I always like to speak into people's life. And I believe that's why in 2014, the Most High put me in a call center first to create the experience. I started talking on the phone. And from talking on the phone, and a year and a half later, I'm leading a whole new hire team, a new hire class. I advanced pretty fast, because I would tell people I got a PhD in common sense. my degree, my degree renewed daily, you know. So I'm big on working on myself, but the Most High increased me. So as He was increasing me, I make sure I stay intentional. And one of my biggest fear was speaking. So to go back to
Oh
that,
wow.
it was speaking. So I just want to make sure that, you know, I did it correct. I want to be very intentional when it comes to speaking. I utilize my resources to get to the main source, and my resources was working the corporate world, which allowed me to gain more confidence and understanding when it comes to speaking. So when 2018 got here, I said, "Hey," I told my wife, like, "Hey, it's time. I want to do motivated speaking." And I didn't go the traditional route. I went the social route. You know, Eric Thomas, Inky Johnson, shout out to my brother Inky Johnson, Trent Shelton, uh, Les Brown, Zig Ziglar. They all went the traditional route. But God called me to something else. So I went the social route. In 2018, I had no followers except one, which was my wife. So we got
Hey, she's A1, baby.
A1 from day one. So, you know, we got the backdrop. I got a portable mic. I got a camera. And I just started, man. You got to start somewhere. I just started with social media. And believe it or not, I started in 2018. I didn't touch my first stage until like 3 or 4 years later. It's the journey. Like, it's that mama mentality. You know, I'm a Kobe fan. You know, our birthday not too far apart. But yeah, it's that mama mentality. You just got to stay with it. You know, I would tell people, those who get it. Those who don't. But the real ones going to always feel you. So when people see that Big Dawg being consistent, or they see Jewell being consistent, they see Danny being consistent, they're like, oh, if they can do it, she can do it, then I can. You give people a belief. So I stayed with it, touched the stage. Next thing you know, I blew up on TikTok first. And it went crazy. Like that talk, Jordan, that Big Dawg, it was epic. And the next thing, you know, in 2021, September 16th of 2021, I quit my job. I went full-time as a motivational speaker. Me and my wife have our own company together, which is called Jeep Production, which is God is in control. The next week was my birthday, September 23rd. The same day my grandma went into the hospital and passed away 2 days later. I'm like, God, what you doing? You know, to quit my job. You know, I was motivated, going full-time to motivate speaking. Now, this take place, adversity, opposition. But God knows who's strong enough to overcome adversity and opposition. So I took it as like, okay, I'm putting my grandma on my back. I'm going to take off with it. And I kept going, I kept applying pressure. I blew up on Instagram in June of 2022 from a video that I did an interview with someone, and I also did some content up there. And one of the content I did had blew up. I'm talking about like 10 million views. I was able to grow like 300,000 followers in 10 months. And
Oh wow.
And this took off. Man, I did a lot of great things. Memphis, I've been everywhere. You know, I got to speak to basketball teams. Shout out to Coach Yo. I spoke to Ole Miss, University of Arkansas, Harlem Globetrotter. They reached out to me. Shout out to them. Shout out to Saul White. Grambling, walked them out the tunnel for the football game. TCU football.
Oh wow.
You know, it allowed me to it put me in a lot of position. You know, even for red carpet movie premiere, I was with Jennifer Lopez and Don Cheetah for the movie called Unstoppable in California.
Jeez.
Sony, what is that, Sony? Yeah, Sony had flew me out. That's my first time in Beverly Hills, by the way. Beautiful. But, you know, just, you know, one door, you know, you can't put me in a box. I always tell people, when somebody else told me to, an agent that I spoke to a year and a half ago, like, man, you're so different that you can't put you in a box. You can do everything. And I always want to be versatile. Don't put me in a box. Because this season, God might call me to be a motivation speaker. This season, he might call me to be an artist on somebody's song. This season, he might call me to be in a movie, be an actor on this, you know, so I'm a versatile influencer.
All right. So like your process, like a lot of people have a process of like, okay, I need to go to a quiet room. I need to sit down, have my headphones on. I write down this is my process to get ready to motivate whoever. Like, what is your process to get ready to talk to a college team? What is your process to talk to, like, do you talk to your, like the wife the same way as you talk to a team? Like, what is your writing style? What's your process? What's your tone? Like, what is your writing style? How do you perfect your craft talking to whatever audience you're talking to?
You know, I write a lot in my phone. You know, when it comes to speaking to teams, I start with the notes I have, and also I like to be intentional. I like people to feel it. So I pick a point and I speak about personal goals or personal testimony. Then I go back to what I had written down when it comes to speaking. Also, I have the thing I do called the 4-pointer. So I start in the middle. To the right is 1 and 2. To the left of me is 3 and 4. So when I step in circle 1, I remember I'm gonna talk about this topic. When I step in circle 2, I'm gonna speak about this topic, 3 and 4. So it kind of helped me when it comes to speaking. When it comes to speaking engagement, also when it comes to speaking to teams. So I always want to make sure when I'm in there, they feel it. They feel the transformation. They feel the motivation.
What was like your favorite kind of locker room pregame, big game speech that you had to give to a team? And who got the most pumped up? Who got the most juice? I'm sure they're all ready to run through a wall, but who did you see that are like, damn, these guys are ready for war?
I should have sent y'all the video that was made. I say Grambling. I love APCU. The energy kind of different. That's when Hugh Jackson was the coach. He's the coach of Cleveland Browns. So I say them. Also, Ole Miss, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
What speech was it? Oh, I was like this here. You gotta have that dog in you. Because once that adrenaline runs out, what's gonna carry you? What's gonna push you? What's gonna drive you? What's gonna drive you? That's when you gotta dig deep and pull that dog out of you. You're gonna get tired, but you gotta keep fighting. You gotta keep stepping. You gotta keep pushing. The other team trying to come for your spot. They want to take your opportunity, but you won't be beat. I have said with me. Won't be beat. Because,
Let's go.
Yeah, I love that one. I don't turn up with that one, So
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to the coaches, Coach Yo, Hugh Jackson, there, all the other coaches. I love everybody.
Do you kind of watch any other motivational speakers? Like, do you kind of get something from them and kind of learn something? Kind of, who are you watching? Like, I always ask Jewell this, like, who are you kind of watching and mold, some of your moves and some of your game after? So who are you kind of watching, if there is anybody that you kind of molded your speaking ability and the way you motivate others from?
So, I grew up on Eric Thomas, Inky Johnson, Les Brown. You can learn from the greats. You learn from everybody. I take some things from them and put in my arsenal. This is how you become better. I don't want to be the GOAT. I just don't want to be forgotten. I'm about legendary, man. So shout out to those who came before me. Eric Thomas, Inky Johnson. Like Inky Johnson, that's my guy. Like, that's my guy. Trent Shelton, that's my guy. I'm thankful for what they had already done for the motivation speaking. Even Grant Cardone, he had reached out to me before as well. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So what makes them special compared to anyone else? Like, is it their delivery? Is it their message? Is it, what makes them special to you?
Not only what I listen to everybody, to be honest with you. Like, you don't even have to be a speaker. Like, Jewell, if you did a podcast or if you go on this tour, you speaking about your journey and it touched my spirit, the way you deliver your presentation, your story, the authenticity, I'm going to follow it. So when it came from with Eric Thomas, eating out of trash can, sleeping on the floors, I can relate to that, sleeping on floors, coming from Section 8 low poverty areas, with the father situation. I can relate. Inky Johnson, just how passionate he is about his craft, losing an arm, doing something he loved. He never thought would happen to him. I love those who overcome adversity, who face opposition. I love people who understand, like, I don't care what happened to me. I'm still going to have mental capacity. I'm still going to have mental agility, So it's just, man, I don't know. I'm not hard to get, I'm not a hard person to motivate. One minute I might be listening to Devon Franklin. He a preacher. It depends on, that mood. So I learn for everybody. I could go to a store and they do say, hey, man, you got $10 here. He go 20. Hey, he talking about something. I'm going to listen. You can learn from anybody.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that.
Yeah. That was kind of what I was going to ask too. Is it just like motivational speakers you're kind of listening to, or is it even athletes, CEOs or people in high level positions? Is it just anybody that you're kind of like picking up from? So hearing that really makes sense.
Yeah. And, I'm glad I got on this podcast. I want to speak about this as well. People always say, George, I love you. You don't change for nobody. I told people I didn't become a motivation speaker to be a millionaire, to become rich. If I'm not satisfied with what I'm doing or my wife, my kids don't approve of it, I'm not doing it. So I'll never stop speaking about God. the Most High. You know, everybody have different belief, but I know what the Most High got me through. And I want to share my testimony, you know, because a lot of people have different belief. But if I change what I am and who I am, then I would never be real from the beginning. So that's why a lot of athletes reach out to me, like a whole lot of people. A lot of athletes follow me. And, you know, I mentor people on the low. You know, people don't know. Because you never know what people going through. You know, they might have a good first half of the season, next second half of the season, they struggling mentally. They don't have the mental capacity like they had the first beginning of the season. They don't have the mental agility, you know, and I just give them what I know, what I'm good at, and help them get to the next level. And not only get to the next level, but to remain there. So next time you face something, you know what to do. George said X, Y, and Z, A, B, C. I use A, B, and C because I would tell people, you want to have more than one plan. They said, George, no, you shouldn't, you don't have one plan. No, because you have a B and a C. Your B as strong as your A and your C as strong as your B. I mean, all of them a good plan.
Man, see, this is why we want to do the Warehouse Podcast. And like and subscribe, tell your friends. I mean, no, seriously, like, we have this belief that, like, everyone has a story, everyone has value. And when you come on the podcast, when you share your story, like, this is real stuff. Like, we don't want fake and fluff. Like, we don't want that. We want people to share what really happens in people's lives, what really touches you, what really motivates you. Like, we don't want fake stuff. Like, I hate it. Like, it drives me nuts. Like, I want to know, like, what really affects you. I want to learn something. Like, I generally want to learn something every single day from Danny, which I do, from you, George. Like, I don't want to learn the basic stuff. Like, I don't want to Google something. I want you to tell me something that I didn't know.
Come on.
Right? Like, and that's what's so special is, like, that's what we want. Like, I want conversation. Like, I want to know that, you know? And that's what makes it so special. It's like, we don't have enough of these conversations. Like, we don't break down enough and be vulnerable enough to have conversations where it's like, no, man, like, can I reach out to whoever? Who do I reach out to? Like, maybe someone who's never known about you watches this podcast. It's like, man, I've been looking for someone to get me going. I've been looking for someone who's different vibe. I couldn't find anyone. They find you and you changed their life. Like, we don't know. Like, we have no idea how many people we're going to touch by doing this. But we touch one person, we done our jobs. Like, that's what makes it so cool. Like, it's the power of this, the power of conversation, the power of storytelling, like, the power of your craft, like, the power of the warehouse. Like, that's what we do. It's amazing. So, I mean,
me and you just laugh. I got our birthday close. Your birthday, October, correct? October 4th?
Yep.
5th. Okay, mine September. I'm a Libra too. So you said something like, dang, she sounds just like me. That's the way I think. That's the way I think. You know, a lot of people stream my motivation albums. I got like 7. And this without a record label, this without the machine push me. Like, I have millions and millions of streams on all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify. So I have a lot of people. I can't read everybody's message. It's a whole lot. A lot of people message me, but that's the first thing they say, man, like, George, your message got me feel like I can run through a brick wall, or you got me at my job saying, big dog, talk that talk, George. And that feeling, I promise you, it feels so amazing. It feels much better than any celebrity reaching out to me. When regular people, we all regular people just got different journey and different purpose, but just see people reach out to me like, big dog, you saved me, or big dog, you know, I got a penitentiary, you know, I want to change my life. I'm not trying to go back. You know, I want to be with my kids. I want to be with my family. And you post every day. They know what time I post. If I don't post, they message me, where you at, big dog? Where you at, big dog? We need you. You know, so, I mean, like, I die for this. Like, I put everything into this. For 3 years straight, I post a new video every day. People don't see the grind. Like, they want to be where I'm at, but they don't see the grind. My wife said, my kids said, daily. Like, I live this, I breathe this. But I had to take a mental break for like 6 months because it was taking a toll, because I was doing it so long, doing this. I'm a father of 3, you know, I'm traveling here, I'm doing this here. So I had to take a mental break, you know, for my sanity, for my family, to make sure that I can continue to do what I'm doing at my highest level. And it's important that you take a break for yourself.
Definitely. Speaking of breaks, let's go into halftime.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You kind of got me juiced already. Like, bro, like, why do I have goosebumps?
Danny, I told you, man, you're going to leave this pod, going to your daughter, like, let's go.
I did a commercial for Hoop Fest.
That's
man,
sick.
it's fire. Hoop Fest, where it's big. Like it's Houston, they go to Bahamas, they go to Dallas, they everywhere. It's like high school basketball. The top players like Marcus Spears Jr., Kalina Smith, she like the #1 junior. Man, I seen her hoop down here in Dawgville. Oh, she's so cold. Like, she, hey, you heard about her? Kalina Smith?
Yeah.
Oh, she's different. It was me, Texas A&M coach. This will be the coach. I'm sitting where the coach is at on the court side. So, man, she got that Stephen Curry tour. She got that Kyrie Irving tour. And she don't panic. She calm. Like, she
calm,
just, man. I love sports. I'm a sports fanatic. So when they reached out to my manager to do the commercial, man, it was dope. It's gonna be fire.
Yeah, that's it.
Are you more basketball or football, or like what is your favorite sport to watch?
Everything. Mostly.
Is it by the season? Like right now, it's like football. Like you're kind of into it more.
I say this here. I'm a big fan of college and high school. I love NBA. I love the pros, but I love that hunger. You know, because sometimes a lot of people get complacent, get content. You made the money, this and the third, but like I feel like those who in high school have a story, and the way they play show their story, like they hungry for it. Those who in college, no, they get money too. They get a big bag, but the intensity, like the stadium, like the intensity, like TCU, they play Colorado. Shout out to my brother Deion Sanders. He cool people, but so they reached out to me, so I went to the game TCU. So just the atmosphere, like I can't explain it. I get that chill.
No, it is different.
I know.
Yeah,
it is. Real quick, I wanted to ask you, your guys' connection.
Yeah.
How did basically start? I know you guys like kind of had a thing, and in the finals when Jewell won, we were on the court, and we were taking photos. All of a sudden, she looked at Monte, one of her trainers, and looked at me and it was like, talk George. And I was like, who is she talking to? And like, who does she mean by that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when she said that, so it kind of, now it all connects or clicks. So what was that connection like?
Yo, okay. This all started in like, probably like, I don't even know, 2023 maybe, even before then. So we all train here in Chicago, people at the warehouse, and we're just training. And we're trying to get like, there's another mindset, right? We're like, I got to get to another level. I got to get to another level. How do we do that? How do we do that? So I'm the big speaker. Monte comes in. He's like, you know what? This is why we're going to train from now on. We're live action. We're going to bring all these guys in. And you're going to go against these guys every single day. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. They're 6'5", 6'9", like big dudes from overseas. And I'm like, and it's just me. He turns up the speaker to the loudest speaker. And all I hear is, talk that talk, George. And we hear it on repeat. And he plays it every single day. So now every time we score, I hit a 3 and pick up. That's what we say. You see a 3, talk your shit, George. Like we talking that, but big dog. Like we constantly saying that. Yeah. So now for years and years and years, every time something happens, we look at each other after our handshake, big dog, big dog. Every single game, big dog. Like, so now it's like a whole thing in the warehouse. We keep saying it. Like everybody, we have the whole gym knows it. Every 3 that happens, someone said it. And so now that mentality has happened in the warehouse. And it's like something everyone's texting in the group chat and people are saying it. We have the kids who are starting to learn how to dribble are saying it. So like, I'm like, okay, at some point I need to meet this guy. I'm like, he has to respond. Like I'm going to keep reaching out until he freaking responds. So finally, I'm like, Monte, enough. He makes a video of his kids, everything. I respond. I reach out to him. He hits me back. I go crazy. I hit Monte. Yo. George responded. We're going crazy in the group chat. Like, they're like, no way. Let me see. I take a screenshot, put it in the group chat. Everyone's going crazy. I show up the next day, the workout. Everyone's like, no, let me see it. They're grabbing my phone. Like, let me see it. I'm like, guys, relax. Like, we got to play it cool. And the next day, I just reached out to George. I'm like, yo, like, I love what you do. Like, this is like, you have no idea, like, where I was in my life, where I was in my career. Like, I needed that next step. I needed something. And your message, how you said it, like, got us all through, like, what we were going through, like, mentally, emotionally, like, you galvanized us. And, like, that's the power of your message. Like, a whole town, a city you've never even met, never stepped in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, you empowered a whole city.
Appreciate
like it was remarkable, and it's still going on now. Like we literally every single day say that consistently. So, one, thank you. Because you changed a whole, like, literally a whole training culture, a whole city of people from literally fourth graders that are staying in the gym to, like, professional athletes. And so, thank you. And that's how our friendship, relationship started. And now I'm like, bro, daily, we text each other once a week. Like, hey, how can we collab on this? How can we do this? Because we had that same energy, that same mindset without really even knowing it. So you impacted me. And you see me the video during the finals. I sent it. I was like, I need one. I need a video right now before we go into the finals. You see me that video. Got me going for the finals. So then when I saw you, Danny, and after we won, I sent it to Monte, and that's why we were like, big dog. Because he sent me that video right before we won. So like, it's a full circle moment for me.
That's crazy.
And it was amazing. So that's me. That's the end of our the relationship. But it was awesome, man.
Man, appreciate. Listen, it got me emotional just hearing about it. Then the journey, people understand the journey, but I appreciate that, man. I really do. I don't know how to receive it. You know, my cousin told me I need to learn how to receive my flowers, but I just feel like it's just so natural for me to be a motivational to a lot of people. You know, when a dude for the Giants, he said, "Man, he's played for the Giants." He said, "Me, Shaquan Barkley." Who's the quarterback at the time? Was it Eli? I forgot who the quarterback was. He was like, "Man, we all listen to you every day in the locker room." Talk that talk, George. Like, I'm like, man, just like, man, it's hard to like notice everything. A lot of people tag me and stuff. I can't see everything unless somebody send it to me because I'm so busy making videos. But when I do reach out to people like you tell me this story, I'm like, man. Or people in Bahamas, like they in Africa doing videos to my talk that talk, George, like everywhere.
That's crazy.
Canada, New Zealand, everywhere. And like when God, I forgot to tell y'all this story. Before I even became big, God told me, I promise you, he said, your voice gonna touch the world. I have a guy named Jess the Messenger. He like a brother to me. He like 50-some years old, but we like brothers. And he was like, bro, and he's an evangelist. He's like, you know what type of anointing, a special gift you have. Not everybody can say that your voice can touch the world because the Most High told you, you know. And when God told my voice gonna touch the world, he did. It allowed me to take care of my family, feed my family. Like I get royalties every month for my motivation albums. People stream it. So that's guaranteed income, you know. So when I just look back and like, I see why I went through what I went through as a child. Me losing my football scholarship, me getting kicked out of college, you know, to be what I am and what I am today. So, man, just hearing you saying that, Jewell, I promise you, I'm thankful, man. Real thankful.
Yeah, I think George's going to make his appearance in the Eights' locker room next to Becky after she gives, you know, her pregame speech. So that's going to happen this year. I have a feeling.
Big dog will be in the building. Listen, that's gonna be. I love it. I love women's sports. I love women's basketball. So I follow it. You know, all the coaches I met. So I did love the dog. You know, a lot of people don't think women have that dog in them. It's more women who got that dog in them than dudes. Believe it or not. Like while I watched Ole Miss play Mississippi State, the whole team from Ole Miss, Mississippi State, full of girls got that dog in them, and they talking that talk. Oh, they been on court talking heavy. I'm like, hey man. But I love it, man. I love it. So I hope I get the opportunity. I know Atlanta Dreams had reached out to me. I was supposed to go up there. Don't Brittany Griner play for them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they reached out to me. So I was supposed to go.
Just make sure if you go, it's not against us. All right?
Yeah,
if you go, it's not against us. That's all I ask. Because I know the power of your speeches. And I know what it does. So don't do it against us.
I will make sure. It was last year, so we never got a chance to get it together. So hopefully, I'm ready to come where y'all at. I'm ready to come to the Aces. I'm gonna talk that talk.
Yeah, come to Vegas. Come to Vegas first, and then we'll figure out everyone else.
And then you can have a tour afterwards. But
yeah. Come to us first.
Let's get into court 3. Let's get into the mindset. And one thing I was gonna ask you is, and you kind of mentioned it, you know, before we got into the halftime break, like you had to take a mental break. Yes. Like you had to actually like sit down and like realize like I can't do this every single day. You could, but you could get burnt out. So did you ever feel that, like what made you want to take that mental break? Was it a feeling of bottoming out? Was it a feeling of not feeling motivated? Like and you even said like motivators need motivation too. Like, so what did you feel that you had to take that mental break, and how did you kind of come back refreshed?
It's like I wanted to have the mental capacity to have the mental agility like I once had before. Like, you know, I'm a husband, I'm a father. I have a 22-year-old, I have a 14-year-old, and I have a 10-year-old. The 20-year-old and 14-year-old down my spot blood, but I've been in life for the last 11 years, so they call me dad. So, college, got one in college, I got, just so much was going on at once, and I feel like I just needed that break for myself, for my family, just to get that boost back. If you go hard for 3 years straight, new videos, what's that, 5 days a week? Well, I'm doing 5 days a week, every week. I'm putting out 20 new videos every month for 3 years straight. And I think it took a toll on me from doing that, traveling, speaking engagement, commercials, different stuff. I just needed a break.
You also mentioned too, like, you worked your butt off. Well, actually, I'm gonna go back a little further. The only way to get out of your situation growing up was sports or working somewhere else, right? So then you got out of that situation by sports. Got a scholarship, correct, for track or football, right?
Football. Mm-hmm.
Football. Then you play football in college. You get kicked out of college.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you worked for, basically, in your mind at that time, is now gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your mindset at that point?
So
like,
actually,
can you tell us how that story, or let's talk about that a little bit before we get into how you built to where you are.
Okay, so actually, when it came to, I had to go to a junior college for 1 year before I could transfer my football scholarship. So I never got a chance to even step on the field because I had when my SAT, ACT didn't score high enough with my GPA in high school. I had to go to a junior college. No, they gave me two options: either sit out a whole year to score high on my ACT, or go to JUCO way. Go to JUCO, can't play sports, get your grades up, then you transfer. But I ended up getting kicked out of college. That part of me was nowhere close to who I am today. Like, wasn't driven, wasn't focused. And I was in love with my high school sweetheart. I was still a product of my environment. Even though I changed location, I didn't change mindset. Oh, see, you can change location all day, but nothing would change if you don't change your mindset. And that what happened to me. So that was a real dark time in my life where I didn't know what was next. I didn't feel successful. I didn't feel that accomplishment like I felt in high school, being a good receiver, I don't know, just lost. I was a dying soul that was living. A lot of people don't understand that. You can't be a dying soul that's living. So I think a lot of that now, like, we think about it now, like, what keep me motivated too. Like, it's another kid out there which, like, exactly like me or going through what I'm going through. So if I could be divorced and help people transition so they can transform, I'm gonna do that. So now everybody make it out the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't. Some people still there. I graduated high school in 2009. They still there. So and they see me, one of the best feelings going back to my hometown. Everybody like, big dog, talk, George. So man, like, I went back to my hometown to the football games. They're pretty good. They ranked in football and basketball. So when I went back, that field was amazing. I spoke to the team on the field with them. And it's the same field. I used to apply pressure on myself, But it felt so good just to be back, be a part of the team, and knowing that, like, hey, I'm making a difference. Like, everybody, like, man, big dog. I took like probably 100 pictures that day. But it felt so good, And next thing I want next is the same street I lived on, Martin Luther King Boulevard. I want to change that to George White the Speaker Way, Big Dog Way, or Big Dog Street or something. I want that street.
When you go back to your hometown, you still feel like you see, the same things that you were saying, like, some people are still stuck in their ways or anything. How can you instill your style of discipline to them, and how you can make sure that they're doing that and they're following along and they're actually, keeping themselves accountable? Is there a way you can do that, or is it just that something intrinsic in a person that they have to change as well?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The only thing you can really do is lead by example. Don't lead with words, lead with action. As long as they see me, this word is based on social media. So they see me every day, So if I continue to lead by example, and a lot of them know what I came from. They know I came from humble beginning. So now they're like, okay, George doing it. I can. He did it. So I can as well. So as long as I keep leading by example, the more I keep growing, God keep establishing me in different, platform, different peak in my life. Because my next thing, I want to sign with Nike. I told you, I want to be a part of Nike somehow. It can be Nike, wherever God had for me. But I want to show people, like, just because so-and-so did this way doesn't mean if you do it this way, it's not going to work. Everybody do it a different way. Like, I want to show people, like, it can be done. It can happen. You just got to stay consistent. If you stay consistent doing something bad going to happen. You stay consistent doing something good eventually going to happen. 5 years from now, 10 years, 12, 15 years, don't matter. Just stay consistent. You do that, I guarantee you, it's going to go up from there.
So, trust me, I have something in the works.
Let's go.
Trust me. All right, I told you I got something. I'm working on it, and Danny knows. Once I put my mind to something, I am going to try to accomplish it as best I can. Yeah. But going back to the mindset, when you had to become a parent, a dad, a husband, the mindset of that, were you ready to become that? And how's your mindset change over the years to become a better parent? To instill your kids with that big dog mentality, to instill your kids in the universe that we're living now, because the world's kind of crazy, and it's also hard because you're a parent too, Danny. Like raising kids now, it's very hard and it's scary. And a lot of kids, I had a conversation now, like people are scared to have kids. Like I don't know if I want to have kids in this world now, right? So like your mindset of raising kids now and instilling confidence in your daughters and your kids now, like. How is that? Like, I don't know. I mean, you can answer that too, Danny. Like, how are you instilling confidence into your baby girl? Like, I know she's obviously young, but like, you got to start that kind of early. I don't know. Like,
you just gotta you have to trust. Like, for me, I just feel like you have to kind of like trust your processes and what you've learned, because it stems back from what you've learned too. You're passing on something that you learned to them, and hopefully, you can give them all the right advice. You can lead the horse to water, but will they drink? But
come on.
What I'm saying is like, to raise and again, I'm only 11 months into this, George. Like, don't think I'm an expert. I'm not an expert. This does not come with a manual. Everyone who doesn't have a kid yet does not come with a manual. Like, you actually have to take your life experiences and take the good and filter out the bad and try to instill as much good as you can into your kids and make sure they do it. And you give them the right amount of treatment, love, everything you can do to ultimately see them become a great person.
Facts. Talk that talk, Dan. That's real. That's real. Because it's not no rule book to being a parent. When I became a father without having a father. And that made me a great father. Because like I'm learning on the way. Just like it's like an everyday job. Like I'm learning on the course, learning on the field type stuff. So like I'm learning every day. So it changed me big time. Responsibility shift your mindset. It should for most people. But like I love it. Like I love it. I'm very overprotective. I'm very. It must be like, man, like my wife, like overprotecting my wife, my kids. They changed me. They like. I feel like I have a reason to be what I am. Reason why I'm living. I got to do things with my kids that wasn't done with me as a child. My oldest son introduced me to Call of Duty. Like, he's into video games. So, I just tried to fit in, play Call of Duty with him. My youngest son, very intellectual, very smart. He's a mama boy, of course, but he a daddy boy too. But I instill so much into them. Like, they still know what a man's supposed to be. You open the door for your mom, your sister. You walk into the car. You watch your surrounding. And I don't have to tell them that because I instilled that into them over the last 11 years. Like, if you look at my kid, like they say yes to ma'am, no sir. And a lot of people are amazed. I'm like, hey, I'm from the South. We say yes to ma'am, no sir. Yeah. So very respectful. My youngest son right now, he go to school online. He go to Harmony, where when he graduate high school, he graduate with his associate in high school diploma. So. And wow. he did finish the semester with a 4.5. So
okay,
yeah, we big dog. Hey, I'm hard. Like I'm hard in a good way. Like I'm big on tunnel vision. I'm big on focus. Like you gotta sacrifice for the next 10 years to be comfortable for the rest of your life. You gotta do that. Obedience is greater than sacrifice. So as long as you're obedient to the call, yeah, you're going to get what's yours.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Wait, yeah. We're going to quarter four. Because that's a perfect segue to quarter four. All right, George. We've had this debate about, not really a debate, but legacy and impact. And whether they're the same thing or they're different, but how do you see that? What is your legacy? What is your impact? Is it your kids? Is it your family? Is it you're doing all the recordings so people could listen to it after you're gone? Is it the impact you leave on your community back home? Like, what is that to you? What are you really doing in this world?
So impact when you do so much great things, remarkable things, the influence, the community service, being a part of, churches, being part of a lot of things that making a difference in this world, where people, you put a stamp on yourself where people can't forget you, which make you legendary, where you so big and so noticeable and knowable that people come to your funeral, the whole funeral pack, like the whole block, like, man, they have to do 2 funeral services because you're so big, you made an impact on the world. So that's why I look at it. I feel like when God called me home and my funeral not packed, the block, 2 or 3, 4 blocks not covered, I didn't do enough. Live a legacy, leave a legacy. You can live legendary as well, but you want to leave it as well. Live legendary and leave legendary. And I need the whole block to come out. So I know that I'm nowhere close where God want me to do what I want to do. So I got to continue to make an impact. I want when my kids grow up or whatever, like George, your dad, like he was different. Like he really did talk that talk. He was a man of his word. Like he changed a lot of people. He brought atheist people to Christ. Man, I seen it do on commercial. I heard it being on radio everywhere I go to the grocery store. They talking about talk that talk, George. Like, man, so I wanted to, man, like, I lay in the bed, I be having my hand like this, look at the ceiling. Cause I love to oscillate. Oscillation is important to me, like me time. So I'll be looking at the ceiling, just thinking like, I'm thinking in the future of what I can achieve. If you can dream it, you can think it, you can become it. It's the mentality, it's the mindset. The moment you start to doubt, you're already lost. And I don't believe in losing. I'm either winning or learning. Losing is behind me. I paid the cost to be the boss this time. So we good. Yeah.
Wait.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real quick. Give us something. Give us something to finish the show with. I know you got something up your sleeve.
Yeah.
Give the people what they want real quick.
Give us
Come
the
on,
outro,
give us something.
George. Give us the outro.
Yeah, give us
Matter of
something.
fact, I'm gonna go back to what I said early. I'm gonna do a more pump this time. Listen, you gotta have that dog in you. Because once that adrenaline runs out, what's gonna carry you? What's gonna push you? What's gonna drive you? That's when you gotta dig deep and pull that dog out of you. You might get tired, but you gotta keep fighting. You gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep stepping. These people trying to come for your spot. They want to take your opportunity, but you can't and won't be beat. Turn them up, George. Big dog. Pressure. Yeah, that's real.
Big dog. That's the warehouse, baby. We got
Let's
George
go.
White on the show, baby. Like and subscribe. You're always welcome, George. You are always
Appreciate
welcome.
y'all.
Thank you so much for being
Ready
here.
to run through a wall, George. Thank you very much.
Let's go. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Dan.
He's the
Appreciate
one,
you.
man. He's the one. Thank you so much, George. We appreciate
Thank
you.
you,
You learned so much. Like and subscribe to the warehouse. Woo!